History is a story we think we know, a timeline of empires, inventions, and discoveries. But sometimes the Earth reveals a secret so profound it forces us to rewrite the opening chapters. Off the coast of Palawan, beneath the turquoise waters of the Philippines, a discovery has shattered our assumptions about the dawn of civilization. This isn't just a new chapter, it's a whole new prologue. Imagine the last ice age, the world locked in ice, humanity scattered, civilization supposedly millennia away. But what if that's wrong? What if a sophisticated culture existed long before we believed possible? Legends in the Philippines have long spoken of a sunken paradise, dismissed as myth, until now. Local fishermen using sonar found geometric patterns on the seafloor, shapes too precise to be natural. Robotic submersibles sent back images that stunned archaeologists, not scattered stones, but the footprint of a massive unknown complex. This was no accident of nature. It was the ghost of a forgotten age waiting to be heard. The site's discovery challenges everything we thought we knew about early human ingenuity. It's the kind of find that makes you question the very roots of civilization. The expedition to uncover its secrets was on. Sometimes the past doesn't whisper, it roars, and this time the world is listening. Palawan, the Philippines' last frontier, is a paradise hiding a deep, ancient secret. This is where the Tabonman was found, proof that early humans called this place home. But the new discovery northwest of the main island reveals a scale and sophistication no one expected. During the last ice age, sea levels were 400 feet lower, exposing a vast landmass called Sundaland. The site sits on what was once its ancient coastline, a continent-sized tropical paradise now lost beneath the waves. Maritime archaeologists have mapped a sprawling complex of stone structures covering several square miles. Sonar and submersibles reveal rectangular foundations, long causeways, and circular ceremonial platforms. At the heart lies a toppled monolith over 30 feet long, carved with astonishing precision. The craftsmanship suggests a mastery of engineering and geometry far ahead of its time. Artifacts recovered include intricately carved basalt tools, stone not native to the area, hinting at trade or long-distance travel. Most remarkable are stone tablets etched with symbols, possibly a form of proto-writing predating Sumerian cuneiform by thousands of years. This was no temporary camp, it was a permanent, thriving settlement. The evidence points to a culture building, trading, and recording its ideas long before history says it should have existed. The game has changed, the story of civilization just got a lot older. The team calls it the Sundaland Keystone, a fitting name for a site that could redefine prehistory. Dating techniques reveal it was used between 14 and 12,000 years ago, before rising seas swallowed it whole. This predates the earliest known civilizations by at least 6,000 years. The site's complexity suggests a society far beyond simple hunter-gatherers. It challenges the idea that agriculture was the only path to civilization. Here, a maritime culture may have thrived, using the sea's resources to support a large, settled population. Their architecture, art, and possible writing system hint at a society organized, innovative, and interconnected. Sundaland, once a vast tropical land, may have been a cradle of innovation, overlooked simply because it's now underwater. The Keystone could be the missing link, connecting early human groups across Southeast Asia. It may have been a hub for trade, knowledge, and culture, lost to the waves but not to history. This discovery forces us to redraw the map of ancient civilization. The story of humanity's rise is more complex and more fascinating than we ever imagined. The puzzle pieces are finally coming together. To grasp the impact of the Sundaland Keystone, compare it to Göbekli Tepe, the site that rewrote the origins of civilization. Göbekli Tepe, built by hunter-gatherers in Turkey over 11,000 years ago, proved monumental architecture predated farming. The Sundaland Keystone is even older, and it's maritime. This suggests that advanced societies didn't just emerge on land, but also along the coasts. It's a window into a civilization we never knew existed, not just a new detail in an old story. The Keystone's location and context reveal a dynamic, interconnected world, with innovation arising in unexpected places. For too long, prehistory has been viewed through a land-based lens. The Sundaland Keystone forces us to look to the oceans and submerged lands as centers of early civilization. It's a reminder that the world map is always changing, and so is our understanding of the past. This find doesn't just add to history, it transforms it. The oceans may hold more secrets than we ever dreamed. The story of human ingenuity is broader, deeper, and more diverse than we imagined. The Sundaland Keystone is proof that the roots of civilization run far beneath the surface, and we're only beginning to dig. The Sundaland Keystone rewrites the story of early seafaring. Until now, we believed long-distance ocean travel was a recent innovation, but this site suggests its builders were true mariners, not just coastal dwellers. Tools made from distant stone imply trade and travel over significant distances. To build such a complex, they needed advanced boats and a deep understanding of the sea. The water was their highway, their lifeline. This challenges the idea that human migration was only over land. The Sundaland culture may have pioneered a coastal expressway, spreading people and ideas across the Pacific and Indian Oceans. The ancestors of the Polynesians could trace their skills back to this lost tradition. Imagine Ice Age sailors navigating a world of shifting coastlines and vast open seas. They weren't just surviving, they were thriving, exploring, and building. The first great age of exploration may have begun here, 12,000 years ago. The ocean's story is our story, and it's much older than we thought. Could the Sundaland Keystone be the source of Southeast Asia's ancient flood myths? Nearly every culture in the region tells of ancestral lands swallowed by the sea. For centuries, these were dismissed as legend, but what if they're memories of real events? The people of Sundaland would have watched their world vanish beneath rising waters, a slow-motion apocalypse etched into collective memory. As refugees, they carried their knowledge, skills, and stories to new lands. Did their stonework, proto-writing, and seafaring spark later cultures? The Keystone culture may not have vanished. It may have spread, its influence rippling across the region. Archaeologists will now search for echoes of its art and beliefs in later societies. The circular platforms and monoliths hint at a sophisticated cosmology. This discovery gives us a new lens to re-examine the cultures that followed. The Sundaland Keystone could be year zero for Southeast Asian history. The past isn't lost, it's waiting to be rediscovered, and its echoes are everywhere. The story of human migration has long been told with arrows across continents. The Sundaland Keystone demands we draw new arrows across the open ocean. Southeast Asia, once seen as a crossroads, now emerges as a center of innovation and movement. This perspective could solve mysteries like how the first humans reached the Americas. A sophisticated seafaring culture in Sundaland makes coastal migration routes far more plausible. The region's unique environment may have incubated complex societies and maritime technology. It wasn't just a place people passed through, it was a cradle of civilization. Genetic studies may soon reveal a signature linking modern populations to Sundaland's survivors. The map of human migration is being redrawn with every new discovery. The oceans were not barriers, they were bridges. The story of our species is more interconnected than we ever realized. Sundaland's legacy may stretch across thousands of miles and generations. The journey of humanity is far from over. The work at the Sundaland Keystone has only just begun. What we see now is just the tip of the iceberg. The next phase will bring together experts from around the world for deep-sea excavations. Underwater archaeology at these depths is complex and dangerous, requiring advanced robotics and submersibles. Every artifact must be carefully documented before it's brought to the surface. The hope is to find organic remains, boats, tools, even human bones, preserved in the mud. Such finds could reveal what these people ate, how they lived, and what they believed. Beyond the main site, sonar surveys may uncover dozens of other settlements across the submerged landscape. We could be on the verge of discovering an entire lost continent's history. The Sundaland Keystone is not the end. It's the beginning of a new era of exploration. The ocean still guards its secrets, but we now have the key. The past is waiting beneath the waves, and the search has only just begun. Why does a sunken city in the Philippines matter? Because it's part of our shared story. This discovery reminds us that our heritage is deeper and more mysterious than we imagined. It connects us to ancestors who achieved the impossible, wherever they lived. The Sundaland Keystone is a lesson in humility. History is not finished, and our knowledge is incomplete. It urges us to stay curious, to keep exploring, and to protect our planet's heritage. For Southeast Asia, it's a source of pride and inspiration, a sign that their ancestors shaped the world. The story of Sundaland is one of survival, loss, and resilience. As we uncover their world, we're reminded of our own vulnerability to nature's power. The past is a warning and a guide for our future. Our journey to understand who we were shapes who we can become. The expedition continues. The story isn't over, and the next chapter is ours to write.